Children, can you just quickly update me if we have completed meiosis the other day? Have we completed it fully? Meiosis? The chapter is over, no? Okay, good. So today we will start with a new chapter. Okay, if chapter is over, like let us start with a new chapter today. We'll start with this chapter called as tissues today. Okay, so we'll be starting our next chapter. So we have completed 2 chapters already. We have completed the chapter, the cell, and then we have completed cell cycle, cell division. So now we are moving on to the 3rd chapter, tissues. Okay. Are you people able to hear me? Is the quality of audio better? Okay. So now let us start. Okay, got it. Okay, right. So what is tissues? We need to find out what is tissues. So if you are talking about tissues, what is a tissue? A group of cells, when they are organized together, we call them as what? We call them as tissues. A group of cells organized together to perform a single function is called tissue. Okay. So basically you have, this is the thing that you need to understand about tissues. What is a tissue? Like whenever you are like going to take a group of cells in your body or like any organism, and all those cells should perform a single function. Okay. If all of them are together functioning one function, then we call it as what we call it as tissue. Are we able to understand? So you have a group of cells which are there and they are all organized together and they will be like performing only one function. Then we call it as a tissue. Instead of using this word single, you can also use the word specific. Okay, so this is what we call it as a tissue. So in this chapter, what we are going to study is, we are going to study about tissues basically. We are going to try to study about plant tissues, and then we'll try to study about animal tissues. Okay, so we are going to study about two different type of tissues. What are the two different types of tissues? We are going to study about plant tissue and animal tissue. So in this chapter, I have given you the introduction now. Then we'll start with plant tissue. And then we'll proceed to animal tissues. So this is how these three things, if we are covering, the chapter will be over. Okay. So this is the flow chart of this particular chapter. So now what we will do is, like, this is the definition for tissue. So please take down the definition for tissue first. A group of cells organized together to perform a specific function or a single function is called as what? We call it as a tissue. There are two types of tissues. I mean, like, we are going to study about two different types of tissues. One is plant tissues and the other one is animal tissue. Are we done? So the next thing is, like, you have your plant tissues. We are going to start with plant tissues. We are going to study about plant tissues. Plant tissues are divided into two types. The first one is what we call it as meristematic tissues. And permanent tissues. Okay, so you have meristematic tissues and then you have permanent tissues. These are the two types of plant tissues. Under meristematic tissues, you have apical meristems, lateral meristems, and then intercalary meristem. Under permanent tissues, you have two types. Simple and permanent, simple and complex. Okay. Under simple, you have parenchyma, and sclerenchyma. And then in complex, you will have xylem, phloem. Okay, so this is how your plant tissues are organized. Okay, this is just a flow chart of how the plant tissue is organized. Okay, so what you will be like have to understand is, like, we will be studying about each and every one of this thing gradually, step by step. We'll try to understand. I know that these are all like new terms that are getting introduced into your vocabulary today. So please see to that, like, you're like revising these terms very frequently so that you remember these terms first of all. because in biology it is always about remembering lots of new terminologies. So here the problem in this kind of chapters, no, you will be like kind of like getting lots of new terms, and all these new terms you have to like kind of like absorb, assimilate, and then remember first of all. Okay, there is a chance of confusion. So if you are clear with the concepts, I am pretty sure that you will not forget things. So please try to understand biology in terms of the root words. Okay, I'll try to tell you whenever like there is a root word. If you are remembering with the root word, you will be able to remember something, or even you can recollect it very quickly. Am I audible? Wait, there is a girl who's saying not audible. Okay, so now let us understand what is this thing. Okay, so plant tissues are of two types. The basic two type, we have to know what it is. In plants, no, you need to understand one thing. What is that one thing that you need to understand is you have something called as a meristematic tissue, and then you have something called as a permanent tissue. If you're talking about permanent tissue and meristematic tissue, you should understand the basic difference. So let us say that a new part of a plant is formed. Okay, so let me show you a plant here. Okay, so you see here a new plant is originating. A new plant is trying to come. Wait, I'll check for the right picture. Okay, listen here. So you are able to see here. So this part is like kind of very correct. So you are able to see here, what you are able to see here is this is a leaf which is like formed. So now here there is this tip which is like newly forming. You are able to see this thing, this new tip which is like being formed here, you are able to see. Are we able to see the picture? Okay. So whenever a plant is forming, it will not be forming as a tissue. So what will happen is whenever these kind of cells here, cell division will happen. What kind of cell division will happen here? Quickly tell me. Is it mitosis or meiosis will happen here in the tip? You guys understand that it is mitosis. Why it is mitosis? Because it is a growth process. Okay, whenever organisms grow, mitosis will happen. So here mitosis is happening and cell division is happening. So whatever cells are formed will not be formed as tissues. We call them as meristems. We call them as what? Meristems. Or we call the tissue as what? Meristematic tissue. What will happen to this meristematic tissue? This is meristematic tissue is not defined in function, which means all the cells will be trying to perform all the functions. It does not have any specific function apart from growth. So this is the growing tissue in your body, growing tissue in your plants. So this part, if you are able to see, the part, the responsibility of this part is just to grow. This will try to increase the height of the plant. Okay, so the meristem cells are like kind of like the growing cells, the newly formed cells. The newly formed cells that are responsible for growth is what we call it as meristems. Okay, so this part of cell will not be specific function apart from the growth function. Okay, meristems are growing cells. Yes, exactly, growing cells. So meristematic tissue is like kind of formed. So let us try to study about what are these meristems. What are these meristematic tissues? They are group of cells found in the growing part of the plant. They perform the function of growth. Okay, they are undifferentiated. What is the meaning of undifferentiated? They are like not having what uh, different structures. Okay, different functions. They all look alike. Okay, so they are undifferentiated means they are not looking differently. They will all look the same. They are isodiametric. What is the meaning of isodiametric? Similar in shape and size. So all the cells will be looking in same shape. They will be looking at the same size. That is what we call it as isodiametric. So now you are learning a new root word, iso. Whenever I'm using the word iso, which means what? Same. Diametric means what? You have studied about diameter in mathematics. Isodiametric, remember it that way. Same diameter, which means they will be same in terms of shape and size. Are we able to understand? So iso means same or equal. Okay, you keep that in mind and then like you will be able to understand it. Okay, they are isodiametric. They are metabolically active. Which means these cells will be highly active. All the metabolic reactions will happen in the cell just like that. It will be like kind of like happening at a very fast pace. Okay, these are all characters of meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissues are found where? Found in the growing part of the plant. Okay. Second thing, they perform the function of what? Growth. Their only aim is to what? Growth. They are undifferentiated, which means what? They all the merisms will look the same way. Okay, they are not differentiated. And then you have your isodiametric. They are isodiametric. They are similar in terms of their shape and size. And all these meristems are metabolically active. So now let us try to draw meristematic tissue. So meristematic tissue will be like looking like this. They will be spherical a little bit. You cannot be drawing equal circles. So just randomly you put some circles. That should be fine. And now please don't argue. Some of the circles are like not having the same diameter with me. This is just a random diagram. So they will be spherical mostly. Spherical or ovoid in shape. So like this, you will be able to see. Okay, quickly take down this thing and then draw the diagram also. Okay. They are metabolically active means metabolism will be happening. You guys know what is metabolism, no? Everyone knows what is metabolism. If you don't know, tell me. Okay, you guys don't know what is metabolism. So in your body, no, in cells, no, you have something called as metabolism which will happen. What is metabolism? We are all what we eat. Whenever you eat substances, no, what will happen is like this food is broken down. into nutrients, and the nutrients are used to build your body. Okay, so in your body what will happen is like the food is constantly broken down, and then the food is like constantly built up. Okay, the food is like being broken and then like built, broken, built, broken, built, like that, like the same thing will happen. So the food breaking down process, or whenever you are breaking down a complex substance into a simple substance, we call it as catabolism. Okay, and then these nutrients are simple. Using that, you are building a complex body. This part we call it as anabolism. So when simple things are built into complex substance, we call it as anabolism. Catabolism and anabolism is going to happen simultaneously, and if it is, that is what we call it as metabolism. So metabolism is the reaction which is happening in your body or any organism. Metabolism will happen in plants, animals, bacteria, any smallest living organism also metabolism will happen. What are they trying to do? What are the organisms trying to do? They are trying to break down substances and build substances. Usually the food is broken down, it is used to convert it into nutrients, and nutrients are being converted again into complex substance like the body. So this together we call it as metabolism. So if I am going to tell that these cells are metabolically active, what is the meaning of it? These tissues will be constantly like kind of consuming food. It will break down and it will try to build things. Are we able to understand? What I'm trying to tell is like I'm trying to tell you that these cells will be active. Metabolically active means what? They will be like kind of like eating and then living. Whenever a cell is metabolically active, it means that the cell is living properly. Okay. In your cells also, your cells are all metabolically active. What is the meaning of it? It will try to take substances. It will try to break down substances. It will try to use to build the substances, and again like this continuous process will be going on. Okay, so now let us move on further. So this is meristematic tissues. Now we'll go to types of meristematic tissues. You have three types of meristematic tissues: apical, lateral, and intercalary. Let me draw this diagram and then explain it to you. If you're going to take a part, plant part, in the tip you will see apical. If you're going to talk about the sides, This is the lateral. And then let us say that this is the nodal region. In the nodal region, you will find intercalary. This yellow color is intercalary. Okay, children, please understand that in the tip of the plant, we call this as the apex region. Okay, in a plant, the tip portion is called as what? The apex region. The apex region is like kind of having a particular variety of meristem, which is called as apical meristem. So, what is this apex? You have this thing which is called as the apex region. What is apex region? Apex region is the tip of the plant. Okay, there you have this thing, a meristem which is called as apical meristem. What will the apical meristem will do? They will increase the height. They will be found in the tips. Okay, and what they will do? They will increase the height. The plant is growing tall. How is it able to grow tall? It is because of the apical meristem. Okay, and what is this lateral meristem? This lateral meristem is located in the sides. It is located in the sides. So in this region of the plant, you will be able to see. And what will the lateral meristem will do? The lateral meristem will try to increase the girth of the plant. What is the meaning of girth of the plant? It will make the plant broader. Okay, it will try to make the plant broader and broader and broader in terms of the width. So who is responsible for the increase in growth in terms of like the sideways growth? It is the lateral meristem. And then you have the third type of meristem, which is called as intercalary meristem. In plants, in the stem, you will be able to see something called as nodes. So you have a node. In this one you would have studied. Which one you would have studied? Like in sugarcane, you can see it very clearly. You might be able to see a node. Everyone would have had sugarcane. So you would have like two lines like this. So this region is called as a node. This region is called as a node. Okay. And the space in between is called as the internode. What is the meaning of internode? Internode means between two nodes. So in sugarcane, you can see this thing. So in this node region only, you will have what tissues? You will have the intercalary meristems. Just above and below the nodes, you will find what? You will find the intercalary. Okay, what it will try to do, it is found in the node region. It will increase the height of the node. Okay, let me show you a tree. Okay, so now let us take this part. Okay, what is the meristem which is present in the terminal bud or the shoot tip? Tell me, what kind of meristem is found here? Okay, what will it do? What is the apical meristem will do? It increases dash. What will it increase? It will increase the height. Very good. Many of you are able to understand the thing. So it will increase the height. So what is the second thing? So if you are talking about this, so between here and here, what will it be? What kind of meristem will be there? We have the lateral meristem. Okay, what will it increase? It will increase the breadth of the stem or the girth of the stem. Are we able to understand? Okay. So now you have a node here. You have a node here. Between these two things, this area is called as the internode. This is a node. This is a node. Between these two things, you have an internode. Where is the, what is the meristem which is found in the node region? This region and this region. It is called as intercalary. Intercalary will increase what height? Height of what? Intercalary will increase the height of node. Are we able to understand? Are you guys able to understand what is a meristematic tissue? Okay, so now let us write apical meristems. They are found in the tip, stem, root, they are responsible for what? Increase of height of the plant. Okay, that is the apical meristem. They are found in root also. It is not just in the tip of the plant. So if a plant is growing this way, it will also grow this way. So which means this region is also having apical meristem. This region is also having apical meristem. Are we able to understand? So it is not just in the root, the stem. It is also in the root. The second one, lateral meristems. They are found in the sides of the plant. They are responsible for increase of girth. Girth and width is same. Yeah. The thickness, you can say. It's not just the width, it's like kind of like thickness. The entire thickness of the plant. Okay, are we done? You can also write the third point, they make the plants wide. They make the plants wide. Okay, if you guys are done, we can move further. They are found in the sites. That is what I told you. No, they are found in the sites of the plant. You can draw this diagram. This diagram can be drawn. This is a very proper diagram that is given in your NCRT syllabus also. See, this is what is the typical diagram that they give. Intercalary is present above the node and below the node. This is the node region. It is just present above the node, and it is present below the node also. It will be there. Intercalary we'll write. The third one is intercalary meristems. So where are the intercalary meristems found? This is the node region. Okay. So the intercalary meristems are found in the what is node? Node is a place where a leaf or a branch starts in a plant. So that is a place where you will start a branch or a leaf. So if you are going to talk about a plant, you are able to see here, this is the node region. This is the node region. This is the node region where this leaf is starting. Where this leaf is starting. Where this leaf is starting. Here also this is the node region. Here a leaf is starting. Here your leaf is starting. So in this location only what you will see the intercalary meristem which is there. Node is found in any plant wherever the distance between two leaves, wherever the leaf is starting, that is called as a node. In sugar cane, you can visibly see the lines. Okay. What are they responsible for? They are responsible for increase in the size of internodal region. Listen here, please understand. Let us say that this is the node. This is also a node. If this region is going to become taller, what will happen after some time? You will see that this region has come here and it is here. So now the height of what has increased? The node has increased or height of internode has increased? Here you have the node. The height of what has increased? Is the height of the node increased or the height of the internode increased? The height of the internode has only increased. So we have to write it here. They are responsible for the increase in the size of internodal region. Okay. Are we guys understanding? The meristematic cells, tissues are high in growth hormones. The plant will be having some hormones. So wherever the meristems are found, there the hormone level will be more. We are talking about the plants. Yeah, there are some kind of algae where you will see nodes, but not in terms of your. Actually, algae is not. It's more of a cellular kind of organization. It is not a tissue-based organization system. So we can see this mostly only in tissue-based systems. But there are some marine algae forms which are like slightly tissue-oriented. They might exhibit nodes. Okay. I am saying that there are something called as plant hormones, growth hormones. Like how human beings have hormones, and plants also will have hormones. The last point is I trying to tell that since they are responsible for growth, they will be high in what? They will be high in growth hormones. Okay, with this thing we have completed what? We have completed the apical the meristems. So we have completed meristematic tissues. We have completed this, we have completed this, we have completed this, we have completed this. So now we will move on to permanent tissues. They are differentiated meristematic tissues. These tissues perform specific functions. The permanent tissues vary in size and composition. They are more specialized tissues. Okay, so this is what you need to know about permanent tissues, basics of permanent tissues. Yeah, meristematic tissues are temporary. Once they are formed, they will be there for a few days. After which, what will happen is they will be converted into permanent tissues. Okay, meristematic tissues will be like kind of undifferentiated. Now, they will not have any specific function. But as the plant is growing, some cells will be allocated for some functions. So it is like this. First, the meristematic tissues are formed in the cells, in the plant. Okay, they will be doing all the sort of functioning. But after some time, what will happen? It is like kind of like they will try to move to specialization areas. So some of them will be doing only storage. Some of them will be doing only photosynthesis. Like that, there are like different kinds of things. So permanent tissue is more permanent. Once it is converted into something, it will be remaining for itself. So you also see till 9th standard or 10th standard, you are studying all the subjects. But the moment you are going for 11th or 12th, what is happening is you are changing groups. Okay. So gradually what will happen, whoever has taken science stream will be becoming like science oriented studies, they will go. Whoever has taken commerce stream, they will be going towards commerce stream. Okay. Whoever has taken language and then literature, those kind of things, they will be doing something different altogether. So ultimately what is happening is you need to understand that as the cells are growing, they will be kind of getting differentiated into different structures. When they get differentiated, then we call them as permanent tissues. Meristematic tissues, as the plants grow, will be converted into permanent tissues. Whenever a cell is entering into the permanent tissue, they will start behaving like a individual area or an individual unit. So different kinds of permanent tissues are there. So those different kinds of permanent tissues are what we are going to study now. Are you understanding? So you have they are differentiated meristematic tissues. These tissues will perform specific function. They will not do some random function. There, in case of meristematic tissues, all the cells will do storage. All the cells will do, apart from growth, all the other major functionalities, everyone will be doing. But here you are going to allocate that, okay, these tissues are going to supply only water. These tissues are going to only provide strength. These tissues are going to provide only conduct water. Like that, you are going to have some kind of organization pattern. That is what is permanent tissue. The permanent tissue will vary in what? Size and in terms of composition. Different permanent tissues will have different kind of size, shapes, composition, everything. They are more specialized tissues. Okay. So now coming to the thing. So, okay, I think it's 12 o'clock. We'll stop here. Next week, what we can do is we can continue with this particular remaining part. So I have just started with permanent tissue. So then we will go to simple tissue. We'll try to study about the simple tissues. Then we'll go to the complex tissue and then we'll go to the complex tissues. Okay. So after that, we'll move on to animal tissue. Okay, so now let us see all the slides once again, and then you can wrap it off. I need to give you homework. Wait a minute, I'll give you homework. Homework is write a note on meristematic tissues. And the second one is a cell has 40 chromosomes in it. What will be the number of chromosomes after A. Mitosis, B. Meiosis? Okay, these two questions. Copy it down, write the answer and send it to me. Yes, you have to supposed to send it through mail. Okay, copied the question. You are supposed to send it as a mail to shivavamsi@gmail.com. This is with the diagram. My mail ID I have given it, so please send it. Let me check. If you're not sending, I'll not check. That's it. Okay. If you're interested, then you send it. First slide. Second slide. Third. Fourth. Fifth. If you guys are done, you can leave. If you want the slides, you wait. Sixth. Seventh. Eighth. Ninth. Thank you, children. Thanks a lot.